All right, everyone. It is Sunday, not Friday. I usually record these on Friday. Um, I started to give my apologies and say that I'm sorry for not getting to you and these videos on Friday. But as I choose to use my listening skills, which is um, part of being an intuitive, is to stop and to listen. Um, I spent extra time with my mother. Um, so my soon-to-be 91-year-old mother was having a hard day, and she needed to just be and just listen. And so I spent extra time with my mother and held her hands and talked to her. And by the time I got home, I decided to stay in that energy of that because it was a precious moment that I was just going to choose to hold and stay in that energy as well. I was going to do it yesterday, wasn't using my listening skills, trying to hurry, trying to rush around, put everything in the car with me, going to sneak out, going to do the thing. And I knew before I left that I really was not paying attention to what needed to be done. And that was that today was the day. That it wasn't Friday and it wasn't Saturday. That it was today. And today is a much calmer day. It's interesting, the temperatures dropped a good 20 degrees here where I live. We had storms on the mountain last night. The wind, just blowing kept me awake off and on as I tossed and turned. And so I got up relatively early, around 5 this morning, and then um, decided to lay back down for a little while and rest my mind and rest my body because I did do a lot yesterday. I worked a lot on a bunch of things and got a lot done, just, things that needed to be done here. So here I am bringing you your cosmic reading for the week, but also bringing a lesson with it that I'm going to show up when I'm supposed to, and I'm going to listen. So here we are. So welcome to today's reading. All right, so I'm going to ring us in. If you'd like to share a moment with me of thankfulness, I'm going to take a breath in, let it spill out of my mouth. Take another breath in, and I'm going to let it spill out. One more, and spill out. I'd like to invite all the energies that are meant to be here within this reading to be here. And any energy that's not supposed to be within this reading to step out. Thank you to my ancestors and thank you to my guides. All right, guys, let's get started. Got a little extra ding in there, and you can hear the chime outside, I hope. All right, so today, if you've been following along, you've heard me talk about some decluttering. And some of the things that I found, I have lots of dice, and these are some really small miniature dice that have come out. So I have 4 of them, and then I have another dice from another board game, this would be a die, because it's singular. So I've wanted to use these in a reading in the past, but I haven't. So here we're going to we're going to use them today, and let's see what they're going to come out. So let's use the larger die, and let's see what comes out here. And we have a 5. Okay, and so however that resonates with you, we can do a little homework and see what the angel power of 5 is. Okay, so then we have a sequence. We have 2, 1, 2, and 6. Okay, so 2, 1, 2, and 6. So I'm going to set these aside for now, and we'll go back to them and see if they have any particular meaning. I have little oracle pieces here. And so we're going to draw 2 of these to see what kind of guidance we have as well. We're going to do, oh, opportunity. I drew that one yesterday. And idleness. Interesting. So we have opportunity. And that number is, that appears to be number 22. Oh, interesting. And idleness, which is 21. So that seems to follow some sort of sequence that, you know, there's been some look like, because this was pulled first, there was going to be some opportunity, but right now there's idleness. But that still does not mean that the opportunity is not there. It just means that kind of like, you know, maybe an idle. So let's see where we're going from that. Those lotus blossoms represent where the winter is, and we are starting to have that come up, where the blossoms are starting to come up. You'll start to see them blooming here. It's not quite warm enough for them yet, but they'll start to come. Yeah, so here, let's leave these here. The decks that I've chosen today are a little fun. So I have this Great Goddess tarot deck, and it has multiple different goddesses that you will see and participate in. I'll show you guys a little bit. You know, we have, so here's Sheryl Crow is the 6 of Swords, so that's not the card we're going to pull, but, you know, here we'll show you little examples in there. AOC's the Hierophant. Aubrey Plaza, Knight of Wands. Interesting enough, this deck was made before her husband passed. So interesting that she was put under fire for so many things, and she had to come out that way. So interesting little piece. Ooh, look at that. Starting to, I'm going to leave those out, actually. So this Strength card here is Serena Williams, and she is in reverse. Okay. So right now, yeah, there's some, okay, I'm going to play with this opportunity and idleness. Here, their strength is being questioned, or you're feeling weak in the middle of this idleness. So this is what's been here, or what's going on overall. And remember, cosmic readings will occur, and they will affect what goes on within the rest of the world and the rest of the community. So you know, there's that. So let's see what this card, oh, and Sasha Grey as the 8 of Pentacles. So here we go. The strength has been tested. You know, it's like it's feeling defeated. I always kind of look at the strength card here. Let's turn it this way. So here's the strength card, and this represents like being really strong and digging in and still being able to be brave, and in that really good boundaries within that. This represents just being exhausted. Your boundaries have been pushed. And I always like to think about the story of Daniel in the lion's den, of about, or even a bear with this one house. Sometimes after a battle or a mountain lion, they've got to go in and rest and lick their wounds. So here we are, is like you've had some strength and you're still strong. And remember that that's a court card no matter what. So there's still strength. You're just feeling wounded right now with this, but that's okay. In this, though, you've earned 8 of Pentacles here. So 8 Pentacles, you're moving up, moving forward, moving into things. And so, you know, there, whatever it is that's here that you feel, I mean, recognize and know that those 8 Pentacles, this is representative of something that's getting the movement and the growth that's there. We're moving more towards what you need, towards the stability, even if you don't feel that way. It doesn't feel, your strength is being questioned within yourself, but there is stability being built there with moving towards that. So I love these cards. I think they're a lot of fun. My daughter bought them for me. So they're all in black and white. And oh, look at that. Well, 8 of Swords with Frida. Oh, so look. So here, I'm going to turn those back over. And so we have 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords with Frida. And this card has been a constant recently. Talked about a lot. I've talked about this a lot. Okay, so you see that she's bound. Okay. But those are her bindings. You know, Frida laid in bed for a very long time with this illness, and you know, part of it was she chose to be there and chose to be within that, but she also did some of her greatest works there. Recognize and know that that any of these things that come towards you, any of these things that harm you, hurt you in any way, whether they be your own or someone else's, well, by the time you've reached these 8 Swords, these are all yours. Okay, they're only words and communication. You can beat the battle of any of this, and you can use this as a reflection. You see the moon in the back of her hair. See that? Use that reflection or reflect it back. They're just words, and you've made it this far. They're all your swords. So, there. It's a card of don't feel so sorry for yourself. You have everything that you need. Tower moment. So here we have a tower moment. So something is stopping, something has crashed, something is crashing, something is in the middle of it. The great change. So this is Amy Winehouse. So within the great change of the tower, in that tower moment, it reminds me a lot of the burning bridges. I think I can't remember if I've actually talked about this. So burning bridges, there's a whole thing about this thing, you know, within this tower moment. Well, are you going to stand there? Are you standing there at this point? And this is the point when the bridge is burning no matter what. You have not set this bridge on fire. This is going. And you have to choose what you're going to do. Are you going to swim? It's a whole moment. I like to talk about sometimes you can burn a bridge while you're watching just to show others that you can swim. Don't let this be someone else's power over you. Just let it go. Let it burn down. Town burn down. Let it burn to the ground. Not for you anymore. 8 of Cups, Lindsay Lohan, walk away. You don't really have a choice. So whatever this is, so this represents walking towards something. 8, the 6 of Swords represents moving towards something. You've moved past the 6 into an 8 of Swords, and now you're in this Cups. Well, these cups that have to do with the heart and emotion, this is moving you towards something better. You're walking not just away, but towards something better. Look at the position of the moon. Okay? Moving in, moving closer. Yeah. Things, this tower moment, pshaw. We just talked about water. So water here in these cups. Embrace the water. Take a swim. Love it. Embrace it. Mm? Okay, this is one of my favorite cards in this deck anyway, but it's really funny now because I just mentioned. So here we have 7 swords, and this is Helga Pataki. So 7 of swords. This is a battle. This is somebody walking away thinking that they have won something. Words. This is backstabbing a lot of times, depending on the situation. And so use your higher self and your intuitive self to know and listen in before you jump in to do a reading you're not ready for, or jump in to assume a conversation, or jump in to assume you know what's going on. Just sit back, listen, pay attention. It'll all fall into place. It'll just crack itself, and you'll just kind of stand there, and Helga's going to be standing there looking, thinking she's sneaky, but she's not really. So 3 of Swords in reverse. So I really like this card in this position. So this is heartache. This is words. This is, this has to do with, there's been some competition that has hurt the heart. It's not kind. And usually people part ways a lot of times within this, or can have words that even if they don't part ways, it will significantly change a relationship forever within that. So we're here. Okay. And that means that we have been in that. And so we're in reverse. And so it has significantly changed it forever. But you'll see that if in this position in reverse, those swords can fall out of the heart and they can begin to heal. But just like any heart or heart surgery, once punctured, it'll never be the same. So it'll just be different. Okay. So that can begin to heal, but something's going to be different. All right, I'm going to switch here and let's do a little more and find out a little more what's going on. So we're going to stay in the vein of the Fun Goddess deck, and we're going to switch to the Golden Girls. And here we have Bea Arthur as the moon. You can see it a little closer. So, the moon. And so what's interesting about the moon card? The moon card represents shadow work and shadow side. Okay. It represents going down deep and digging in to what we need to get into. Okay. This card, a lot of times people will look at this and think, oh, full moon. And it is, a lot of times it does have to do with each phase of the moon. But also recognize and understand that, look at what phase of the moon and which is occurring, in which maybe we've pulled this. So right now we're still in some new moon energy. And new moon is that deep, dark shadow work that we need to do. And within that, within this aspect of understanding of what this moon card is, it looks at, a lot of times, as 2 sides of the dogs howling. Both sides. that you balance. It's not an ego card. It is a what I would call inner being, inner intellectual being of who and what you feel to be. Is you're fighting literally yourself within yourself within this card on each shoulder, and you start to recognize and understand that this is the time that you sit within the dark so that you listen to the parts of you to start to understand what side is needed. So there maybe a little more information than you needed, but it can come into play for where we are. I like to try to teach. And at the moment, with the Four of Swords, interesting enough, this card plays so well. And look, it's B again. Okay? So there's Dorothy, as she's known in the show. The Four of Swords. So Four Swords represent rest. They represent just rest. There's nothing more you can do. It represents that you just have to sit. You're not going to be given a choice. You're going to be stopped into the idleness and put to rest so that you can dig down deep into the shadow side to learn what it is you need to move forward with. So we've got a lot of crazy energy, cosmic energy going on this week, and it's a lot of shadowy stuff going on. Okay, so we'll get to how that plays on the higher aspect and how that plays into the world stage in just a minute. And I said we're going to get how we're going to get there. So, and I just said, so we've got King of Pentacles, and this is Stanley. This would be Stan, Dorothy's ex-husband, and the Golden Girls. So here we are, King of Pentacles, King of Money, home, stability, moving towards there. So we're moving towards stability in a for home and business in a way that we haven't before. So something's happening here. So this is the clue to what we're looking at. So this is what we're looking for that's affecting it. So let's see what that is. And this is the Page of Cups. So this is a court card as well. We've pulled 3 court cards. Actually, no, sorry. We've pulled 2 court cards and then another higher arcana. So here we have Page of Cups. So Page of Cups represents heart. It's a beginning of something that it's someone that has the beginning of something that's bringing it to you. So look towards a youngerish female or male that's bringing in something. You've got a new beginning of something that's going to help you with something here. New life, new something that's coming with that. To look for somebody to approach you with something that'll be heart happy. Oh, I've got 2 cards falling. So let's see what those are. Oh! Okay. Didn't see that. I dropped that card again. And now when I dropped it, it came out this way. Okay, so I'm going to read it upside down. So here we have the Tower. Again. But when I dropped it, it came out upside down. So we're moving past this Tower moment. It's letting us know without a shadow of a doubt that there's something happening. There's something big occurring. And remember, this place within the world stage, we're going to move past this. Something's going down. And I have said recently that the beginning of the end would occur. And that things would occur on the 17th. And look towards April 26th for other things to occur as well. Okay. So let's see what the downfall is. Oh, we got the King of Cups here. King of Cups, King of Hearts, King of Emotion. So somebody's going to come out on the top with stability, and heart and love. Let's see what else we've got here. Wow. Wow. 8 of Cups. Walking away. Walking away from something. Just getting away from it. 2 different decks, y'all. 2 different decks. 8 of Cups. 2 different decks. Walking towards something. Look at that. So much better. We have hit the beginning of the end. We're on the precipice of something. Walking towards something so much better. Can't make this up. Okay? We pulled 2 Towers, 2 8 of Cups. I shuffled these decks before I even started, and I got everything set up about a few hours ago, actually, because I took my dog for a walk in the woods and collected some beautiful items along the way. One of my dear friends is holding a retreat in a couple of weeks. Actually, it's not. Actually, it's next weekend. This coming weekend on Saturday, and I am helping her. I was collecting things in the woods for that. So here, let's see what we have. I didn't even look at it myself. What do we have? 6 of Wands in reverse. Oh, and I pulled 2 cards. So 6 of Wands in reverse represents, so 6 Wands represents admiration, parade, you know, like acknowledgement. This is, nope, no acknowledgement. Matter of fact, we even know we see you, and no, we're done, kind of done with what, that's the energy I'm picking up on. Not only is there not a parade happening, it feels like someone's trying to hold a parade for themselves and no one really wants to have anything to do with it. So here, that's in reverse. And 4 of Pentacles. And here you can see actress Rue McClanahan sitting, holding her money and waiting. And holding on because she knows. So this has to do with stability, holding on a little too tight to things, and, you know, just not quite having enough. You got enough to make it, but not enough to go on vacation. So if you'll see, her feet are on, if you look here, her feet are here, where this is like, well, I don't have enough to go on vacation. My feet are on this. And this is really all I've got enough for, which is the stability of where I need to like feed myself, pay my bills and all that. But I don't have enough money to do anything else. This is saying that everything's tight, but your bills will be paid. Everything's going to get there, but you're not going to have much fun money, but there will be a little bit. So just hold on. Pull 2 more cards. 3, actually. Oh, so world's been turned upside down. I kind of look at this as like, here you have awful lot of Dorothys. So here, the World card, you see, and the World represents having everything at your fingertips. It represents the north, south, east, and the west. It has to do with each of the, it has a little bit to do with each of the suits. The World card represents having everything at your fingertips and getting it. Well, right now the world's been turned upside down. And with all of this, it's almost like the world's shaking you upside down, looking for more money, trying to figure it out. And you really don't really know what's going on. Well, this is still a court card, okay? And you've got this Tower in reverse with all of this mess going on. And then these are positive cards. So So you have 9 of Wands in reverse, okay? And here is 9 of Wands. And you can see Ma Estelle Getty out there, all beat up. Well, 9 Wands that represents, so the growth and the movement and moving forward, and this represents just having the just hell beat out of you, quite frankly. But the thing about this card is that 9 wands gets you to almost 10, and 10 is as bad as it gets. And so all of these wands, once again, like even with all these swords, like recognize here, these are yours. You've built this up again. And with all of this that's been beat up against you, these ones that are here, look at the fence that can be made to create, to build up. That can either be a defense that is a good defense, or you can use it as something that's negative. And here, it's had this really, harsh connotation. And here, it's moving past that, okay? And you're letting it get to you. We're moving past that, okay? Remember that once you move past this and move into 10, things will begin to happen. And maybe the Ace of Pentacles will show up to give you everything you're looking for. All this hard work. So you did this, but you feel like this. But you did it. It's there. It's yours. Get out of this energy. Move into this. Take a hold of it. Take stand. This is you. This is what's coming. Something is coming out of nowhere to offer you relief within home and presence. Okay. All right. We're going to pull a couple more cards from the Goddess deck. Seven of Pentacles. Starting to get there. Making your way. There's RuPaul showing us all how to do it. 7 Pentacles. Finally getting somewhere. Finally beginning to show the growth. That's what's coming. When you're able to come up out of being so tired, the Wheel of Fortune is going to spin and turn your way and deliver you back to where you need to be in order for it to start again. I like to look at the Wheel of Fortune sometimes kind of like the chakra system. We talk a lot about, and that's Kim Kardashian West, because, she's still an interesting figure within, she is the Wheel of Fortune. But, with the Wheel of Fortune, you can look at different things as the aspect of what's been handed to you, like, these different things that are spun out and within the chakra. So each chakra, you hear all this buzz talk about, oh, I've got to clear my chakras out. Well, within the chakra system, they actually spin, from what we know, they actually spin counterclockwise and come back up. And so whenever you're talking about, I've got to clear my chakra, recognize and understand that it's just going to spin the other stuff back up. So if you're going to clear one chakra, you may clear it out for a while. Like if you have some Reiki work done, you may have something bump out and see some light for a minute, but have it pop back in. Well, that's because you're still popping things up and digging it out. So just recognize that can work within that vein. So here, let's talk about what this is going on, and with some of the stuff that's going on the world stage with these things. So we're seeing things come to, we've got these tower moments. We're starting to see here in the United States, we have all of, we have the FBI director who they're having to wake him up out of hotel rooms in Vegas with ramrods. We're having, we have someone that's supposed to be over our health that's ranging from, really good ideas that, that are in the health range to extremism. So one doesn't make sense to the other. We're listening to someone who has been, their brain is not correct anymore. I have a lot of empathy and sympathy for people within the addict community. I have family members, I have friends, I have lots of friends that have lost their lives. Um, I know people have lost their lives to heroin, and you have functioning heroin addicts, and so by no means would I ever bash on RFK for that. My heart goes out to anyone who has been in that. Within that space, I also recognize and understand that there's brain damage that occurs, and if you know anything about um, how long it takes to rebuild all of that. It takes like depending on the damage, but it can take anywhere from 7 to 11 years just to start to rebuild a single brain cell that has been damaged within, to start to revive that, that was killed from this damage. So, I have concerns myself just because, science base and understanding of things. And I also recognize and understand that science changes, and that, at one time in our history, that we used cigarettes and we said that they were good for the lungs. We use leeches. And so, I'm always curious to see what happens. For example, I have some odd allergies based on, I have primary immune disease, and there's certain medications I cannot take, and my body processes differently. But now at one time I am on a set of medications now that at one time I couldn't take. I mean, there was no way. It was just my body was not going to didn't react well with it, and just wasn't going to be able to deal well with it. And now they've come so far now that not only can I take them, but that my body has been able to reacclimate itself and doing a whole lot better with other things that it needed to do. And I am someone that, I am the first person to tell you that if I can fix it homeopathically, I'm going to do that. But I'm also, like, you don't go to a shaman for a broken leg. So, those are sort of my, there. I run an IVIG on myself once a month to keep me alive. So anyone who's giving plasma or blood, thank you. I'm still here and alive and able to give these videos and talk to you. So thank you for that. So here, let's get back a little into the energy of what we're talking about here. They all play together with the understanding of those. Got a lot of stuff going down and going on. Look to see, you've got these two tower. This is really big and really powerful. Recognize that there will be some more scary moments, some other things to be talked about. Try not to get into the hype. Try to lay into, I keep thinking about, where's this card? Where'd it go? And, it's like we have this here. It's like Six of Wands in reverse. It's like, there's not going to be a parade for whatever this is. Rest. Let all their hyperbolic crap go. Let it happen. It's going to take our planet, till about 2030 to try to revamp what it is we're doing here. So, hi. Welcome to that. So, all right, here, we're going to close out here and use these cards. I'm going to pull some closing cards for guidance for us. And we're going to go back to our sweet little Golden Girls deck. This was a really precious deck. This was given to me. I gave a short reading to someone. I participated. Some friends, we had a women's retreat a few years ago at a place called Lemon Lane Farm. That was it was very sweet, very sweet. And I did readings for some people in the evenings, and someone gave me this deck. So I have it. I haven't used it very often, but I do think it's very sweet. Oh, wow. I pulled the Ace of Pentacles again. Something's coming. Beginning. And I pulled Three of Swords in reverse again. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So. Yeah. You keep going. You keep doing. You keep doing you. You are doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're doing it. You are absolutely full on doing what you need to do. Those swords are going to fall out. Don't you listen to any of that mess. Eight Wands. Quick movement. Growth. Energy. Movement. You've built this. Don't worry about it. You got it. Okay? You got it. All right. So let's talk about the dice. So I'm just going to intuitively read the dice and see what comes up. So I'm going to go with a 5 here. So we're going to go with May, which is, we're in April. So we're going to go with May. Oh, wow. May. Here's a 5. Wow. $20. There's a 2. A 1. 21st. We're going to play a game. We're going to see what this means later on. May 21st. And there's a 2 and a 6. Okay. So we're going to call that May 21st, 2026 and see what happens. All right. That'll be some fun. Let's all play that game together and see what happens. So, and here, let's ask a question about that. Well, I've got it. So, all right, folks. A little longer reading since you had to wait, right? We'll make it worth your time. All right. 1 second here. Apologies. Now I will apologize. I wasn't going to apologize earlier, but I'll apologize for that. Okay. You ready? All right. Hi. May I ask some questions? Okay, thank you. All right. Are we dealing with May? The answer is yes. Are we dealing with May 21st? The answer is yes. Stop, please. Are we dealing with May 21st, 2026? Stop, please. Is this going to be a positive day? Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, so something big, tower moment. So you got that going on. Not a positive day. Okay. Is that, we got a tower moment coming? Yeah. Okay. Does this have anything to do with the United States presidency at all? All right, you see it, folks. It's saying yes. All right. Is our current president going to be able to make it through? Look, it's already saying no. Going to be able to make it through his current presidency. And it's saying no. All right. And do something else. Is our current president going to be able to make it through the end of this year? And it is saying no. Okay. Is our current FBI director going to be able to make it through this year? No. Current medical head of the FTC? Nope. Yep. None of that. Is J.D. Vance going to take his place for a short period of time? And the answer is yes. Will J.D. Vance finish the presidency out? No. Is this because they will take him out as well? And the answer is yes. They will take him out as if he was Nixon. Okay. All right. I'm just asking the questions and following along. You see what's happening. So here we go. All right, stop. Thank you. So I'm going to clear this energy this way. I'm going to spin it to clear it again. All right, thank you. All right, we're going to stop there. We're going to see what happens there and follow along. I'm curious as well. Leave me your comments. Tell me what you think. Tell me what's going on in your life, and if any of this applies to you, and if you think that any of this is happening. So I'm gonna rub my hands, and I'm gonna close us out. Take some deep breaths in. Rub. Separate my hands. Okay. I'm going to ring us out, and then we're going to bow. All right. If you would like to join me, you may cross your right hand over your chest, cross your left hand over your right. May bow to all of those that have walked before you and all of those that will walk in my path. I look down into my Padra Mudra, into my lotus blossom, as I lift it up to raise it like an Ace of Cups, to have it filled with light and love to share with others. Sat Nam and Namaste. All right, folks. Thank you. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Thank you for following along. Teaching on April 29th. And then I've got some other classes that I'm going to teach as well. I'd like to be able to teach some seated talking classes like I taught last week. And then teach a movement class like I'm teaching. So let's put that out there in the energy that I would like to teach a talking class and then a movement class, about twice a month. So anyway, love you guys. Have a great day. Bye.